It's the penalty flag that's caused the NFL to declare, yup, we're going to use this as an instructional tape. And the last two heads of NFL officiating have said, no, you shouldn't be doing that. Who better to talk about with this than a Super Bowl champion linebacker? Brandon Marshall of the Denver Broncos joining me. He's in his 7th season in the league. He's also an activist player on social issues. We'll be talking to him about that. But let's first talk, Brandon, when you saw that whistle and that flag and that call, what did you think?
Man, I honestly think it's so hard on the players now. You know, how can you really, play defense or hit the quarterback, without any repercussions? So, I mean, it's kind of tough. I think it's almost like they want us to hit him, but hit him softly, kind of push him down or whatever the case may be. I know it's kind of tough, but it's where the league is going, and it's hard, but I guess we have to adjust.
You know, the league said, well, they scooped him up. It looked to me, and Lord knows I've never sacked a quarterback. You've done this. The other option was land on him with all the body weight. So what options did he have as he approached Kirk Cousins? He had basically two options, right? Or lose his job.
Absolutely. I mean, he didn't even scoop him up, I mean, Kirk is probably way lighter. Obviously Clay Matthews is a real strong guy. He hit him, and he's taking him to the ground. That's exactly what happened. He didn't land with all his force on him, so I don't really understand the call, but that's something that we have to be aware of now.
What value does that have as a training tape? Is it more confusing?
Yeah, I mean, so last week they brought a teach tape for us on how to land on the quarterback or how to hit the quarterback. And so, we kind of thought that it would help us out, but it almost brought some more confusion. So, we're kind of confused on what we're supposed to do. I know a lot of the pass rushers are. I know Von is kind of confused. He doesn't really know what to do, but you just got to play, man. You just got to play, and hopefully that one of these calls doesn't change the outcome of a game.
Yeah, we're not even talking about the lowering the helmet rule, which and all that's involved there. One other thing on the field I want to get to you from this past Sunday. When you saw and heard after the fact, after you got off the clock on Sunday, the Vontae Davis situation with the Bills retiring at halftime, as a professional football player, what went through your mind?
Honestly, my first reaction was I laughed. I've never heard of anybody retiring at halftime, and it's quite hilarious. But I guess he hadn't had enough. The first 2 weeks they haven't had a lot of success. I know he's 10 years in, but retiring at halftime is I think it's very an emotional decision. It's too emotional. I think there's no way he could have made that decision right in that moment. That was the best decision for him. So it was an emotional decision. I laughed at it, but I don't think he's done.
Yeah, there might be more to that story. Let's talk a little bit about your activism. You were out front early in 2016 with being visible and vocal on social issues. You have chosen to stay in this year in the locker room during the national anthem. But what is the cause that is animating you right now off the field?
Well, the cause that's animating me right now is it's called the FEED movement. Stands for feed and educate to empower leaders. With every $250 raised, people will get a field box. Low-income families will get a field box, and it contains educational products. It contains food for a month and hygiene products. So this is my next step, and I want to give back to the low-income families in Las Vegas and Denver. And this is something I partner with Shop Now to Fund. Shop Now to Fund is a conscious shopping market now. That 40% of all proceeds go to do good causes. And so I thought this was a perfect thing to do. I sat down with Jacob Wallace, my manager, and the people at Shop Now to Fund to kind of create something that'll help, give back to community and help with, everything that's going on. So, I did that, and this is where I'm at right now.
In the area of activism, I mean, we've been scorekeeping, who's in, who's kneeling, who's raising a fist. But on the overall issue, if you look at where we were in 2016, both as a country and as a sport, and where we are in 2018, what's changed?
I think it's just a lot more awareness that's brought to the social issues. And, look, social injustice is a long road. It's a long road. It's not something that could necessarily be fixed quickly. But I think as long as everybody's doing their individual part, everybody who's taking a stand and people who want to go out and do good in the community. I think if we just stay on these grassroots programs and give back, I think that'll help us out, man. And I want to thank the Denver Police Department for sitting there and talking to me about all my issues I had, and they also, decided to review their use of force policy. So I feel like I've been doing some good things. I feel like, Cap's been doing some good things. And, as long as we keep pushing and keep going, we'll make some headway.
All right, dialogue is always important. We appreciate you joining us. We look to continue the conversation down the line. Best of luck to you and your team and to your work off the field. Thank you, Brandon Marshall of the Broncos.
Thank you.